Eagles Pep Band, and you're watching CITV.
Hello and welcome to another edition of CITV Sports. I'm 2011 Plymouth Whitemarsh alumnus Scott Samuel David Weiss. It's Tuesday, January 24, 2017. We're at the Plymouth Whitemarsh High School Natatorium for Suburban 1 American Dual Swimming between the Upper Moreland Bears and Lady Bears and the Plymouth Whitemarsh Colonials and Lady Colonials. This is PW's Senior Day, meaning the Colonials and Lady Colonials are recognizing their 12th grade swimmers. There are 12 events that will take place today. There'll be 24 in total if you count 12 girl and 12 boy. 11 are swimming, and we also have diving.
Event 1, girls 200 yard medley relay.
So we'll start off with our girls 200 medley relay.
Lane 2 for PW, Jenna Weichel, Renata Chapoon, Samantha Magine, and Jenna Getfried. Lane 3 for Upper Moreland, Joanna Spader, Olivia Purvell, Emily Sanchez, and Melanie Wittig. Lane 4 for PW, Hannah McGee, Angelina DeSano, Elena DeSano, and Gianna Cruz. Lane 5 for Upper Moreland, Danielle Shorten, Nicole Dusray, Megan Duffy, and Sonia Peel. And lane 6 for PW, Megan Ely, Warren Carroll, Kennedy Reardon, and Samantha Stiles.
They wish the 200 medley relay. PW's in lanes 2, 4, and 6. Upper Maryland has a short roster, so the Lady Bears are in lanes 3 and 5.
Take your mark.
And they're off the 200 medley relay. Each swimmer on each team's got to have one lap one way and one lap the other before handing it off to the next swimmer. Lane 4 right now in the brief lead. Lane 4 includes Hannah McGee for PW. She actually, I believe, holds the school record in the 100 butterfly, 58.24 seconds, which was set on January 10th of this year. And now for the second swimmer, lane 4 is going to be first at 33.46. Upper Moreland is considered PIAA AA, while PW is PIAA AAA in this event. For Upper Moreland to be considered for districts in AA, you had to make it in 2 minutes 10 seconds or better. For AAA, the automatic qualifying is a minute 53.07 seconds, and considerations a minute 56.2. Lane 4 is very far ahead right now, already halfway done, and a minute 3.19. Lane 3 for Upper Moreland, second at a minute 9:36. Barty. Lane 4 almost halfway done the lap for the third swimmer. PW's lane 2 checks in for the third swimmer. Again, this is the 200 medley relay. Now lane 5 goes in at a minute 28.49. Lane 4 on its final swimmer now. Just checked in at a minute 32.10. Now lane 4 is actually a few laps ahead of lane 5, because lane 5 still has another swimmer to go, and lane 4 is going to be first. And checks in at minute 59.18. Second is lane 3 for Upper Moreland, 2 minutes 7.34. Third is lane 6 for PW, 2 minutes 13.94. We still got lane 5. Lane 5 is going to finish in last for Upper Moreland at 2 minutes 39.2. Now the scoring here for relays, it's 8 for first, 4 for second, and 2 for third. 4th, 5th, and 6th get 0. So right now PW Girls has 11, Upper Moreland has 4. Oh, sorry about that. Actually, lane 6 was disqualified. So I believe lane 2, instead of getting 4th, got 3rd. So right now, it looks like after one event for the girls, it's PW 11, Upper Moreland 4. Scoring is the same on relays for boys, 8 for first, 4 for second, 2 for third, and none for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Again, we only have 5 lanes available since Upper Moreland has a short roster. PW will be in lanes 2, 4, and 6, Upper Moreland 3 and 5 for the 200 medley relay for the boys.
Boys 200 yard medley relay. Lane 2 for PW, Ryan Sen, Jacob Davis, Nathaniel Yase, and Eric Riddle. In lane 3 for Upper Moreland, Jake Matthews, Mike Sextonoff, William Smith, and Brennan Colton. In lane 4 for PW, Quinn Doyle, Niles Rankin, Nick Fiddler, and Zachary Schaefer. Lane 5 for Upper Moreland, Sean Leaster, Christian Davis, and Kevin Donald. In lane 6 for PW, Jake Whitemarsh, Raymond Moreland, Alex Akers, and Matthew Smith.
Now take your marks for the 200 medley relay.
Place your feet. Take your mark.
And they're off. Each swimmer, one lap, one way, one lap the other. For AAA, that would be PWA, AAA for PW. Automatic qualifying for districts would be a minute 42.19. To be under consideration, a minute 45. For Upper Moreland to be considered for AA, a minute and 57. Lane 3 for Upper Moreland has a sizable lead and will check in first. Will be followed by lane 4 and lane 2 for PW. It was 28.10 seconds. First for lane 3 of Upper Moreland. Second, lane 4 for PW, 31.99. Third in lane 6, 35.12. Lane 3 is already going for the halfway point, way ahead for Upper Moreland. Lane 4 trying to catch up in second place for PW, followed by lane 2 and 6. We're now lane 6 checking in. Now lane 3 coming on for the 150 mark. Lane 3 is going to go in for its final 2 laps for Upper Moreland. Right around the same time as lane 4 for PW. As lane 4 for the Colonials has caught up, it looked like. Lane 6 is going to get its final swimmer in there. Lanes 5, 4, and 3 have finished. Still waiting for lane 2, and actually lane 5 hasn't finished yet. As we will get official results, some of the score pads are not functioning properly. And all the swimmers have come in under 2 minutes and 15 seconds. As we're about to hear the official results. So it looks like lane 4 was first. So now it's the 200 freestyle for the girls. as we have completed a 200-meter relay. If my calculations are correct, right now PW boys lead 11-4. Based on the standings, there are only 5 swimmers. Board is 200 freestyle for girls. Lanes 2, 4, and 6 for PW. Lanes 3 and 5 for Upper Moreland. Upper Moreland in purple, PW with the red caps. For PWA District 1 qualifying.
Step up.
For the free A level, it's a minute 59.99 automatic and 2 minutes 4.8 for consideration. And they're off for PWA double A for Upper Moreland. 2 minutes 12 seconds will get you considered. And they're off. It's 200 freestyle, so it is going to be 8 laps for one way, 4 another. Now it looks like lanes 2 and 4 neck and neck for PW, followed by lane 3, lane 5, and lane 6 for the Lady Colonials. Right now first temporarily is lane 4, 27.17. For the individual events, first place gets 6, second 4, third 3 points, fourth 2 points, and fifth place would be 1 point. So everyone's going to get a point here because we do not have 6 swimmers. Now we're at the halfway point. Lane 4 first, 56.76. Lane 2 second, 59.63. Lane 5 and lane 3 are about 900ths of a second apart. And lane 6 checked in and last. So each swimmer with 4 laps to go, 2 each way. Lane 4 pulling away temporarily right now. Lane 2 is in second. 3, 5, and 6 are far behind. Minute 27.53 currently first for lane 4. Lane 2 is second, and a minute 32.24. Again, the consideration time for AAA in districts, 2 minutes 4.80 in the 200 freestyle. And lane 4 is going to be way ahead at first and collect 6 points. And first, a time of a minute 58.38, that's good enough for districts. Second will be lane 2 at 2 minutes 5.4. Be a battle for third. It will go to lane 5 by less than 10 hundredths of a second. And lane 6 will check in last at 2 minutes 20.48. PW got 11 more points there, and 5 for Upper Moreland. Now it's the boys 200 freestyle. We have 6 swimmers. Lanes 1, 3, and 5 Upper Moreland, 2, 4, 6 PW.
Take your mark.
And they're off. Upper Moreland in the odd lane, number lanes, PW in the even number. For Upper Moreland's consideration, 2 minutes 7.30 would be good enough possibly for districts. For boys in AAA, automatics a minute 50.18 and consideration a minute 52.60. And now lane 2 is first, 26.35. Second, lane 5, 26.5. Third, lane 4, 26.96. Fourth, lane 6, 27.23. And it's 4 laps one way and then 4 laps another. Lane 2 for PW, 55.09 in first. Second, lane 5 for Upper Moreland, 55.81. Third, lane 4 for PW, 56.18. Fourth, lane 6, 56.27. Fifth, lane 3, 57.31. Lane 2, currently in first, second, It's a battle between 4, 5, and 6. It's neck and neck. As we have 2 laps to go, 1 each way. Lane 2's in first, a minute 25.01. And it's going to be close to a minute 50 for lane 2. Again, this is the 200 freestyle. And now we're coming to the finish. Lane 2's going to get first, 6 second. Third goes to lane 5. Fourth, lane 4. Six got second.
Results are official. Event 5, girls 200 yard IM.
And now we're with our 5th event, which is the 3rd overall. It's the 200 IM for girls. So here, Sarah Thomas in lane 6 for PW. We have 5 swimmers, 2, 4, and 6 PW, 3 and 5 up in Moreland. And they're off. This is the 200 IM. It's 4 laps one way, 4 laps another. And you could do a variety of strokes. Lane 2, 3, 4, and 6 close to each other. Lane 4 a little back, but has some makeable distance. Lane 4 checked in first, 32.36. Second, lane 3 for Upper Moreland, 32.45. Third, lane 2, 34.14. And this is the 200 individual medley. For the girls, in Triple A, which would be PW. To qualify for districts, automatically 2 minutes 16.87. To be under consideration, 2 minutes 21.8. For girls, Triple A, to be considered, 2 minutes and 31. Lane 4 in first, a minute 9.74. Lane 3 for Upper Moreland second, a minute 10.93. Lane 2 PW third, a minute 13.14. Lane 6 PW fourth for a minute 17.22. Lane 5 is going to check in fifth. And we'll keep going. And lane 4 for PW pulling ahead. Followed behind by lane 3. Looks like now doing the butterfly. And we're on to the final 2 laps for each swimmer. Lane 4 in first, a minute 48.29. Lane 3 for Upper Moreland second, a minute 52.82. We're now approaching 2 minutes. Lane 6 fourth at the time for PW, 2 minutes 2.85. As we're going to the finishing stretch. Lane 4 passing lane 5, who are a few laps down. Lane 4 is going to check in first. 2 minutes 21.67. Lane 3 gets second. 2:25.44. Lane 5 just checked in and has 2 laps to go. Lane 2 gets fourth, look, as lane 6 just edged lane 2 by 1/100th of a second. Lane 6 gets third at 2:37.33. Lane 2 gets fourth at 2:37.34. You can't get much closer than that. You could tie though. So lane 5 is going to finish it up and pick up a point. PW that time picked up 11 more points. Upper Moreland, I believe, got 5. So according to my calculations, it's 33-14 PW girls after their 3 events, as the boys 200 IM is coming up.
Event
entering this event for the boys. I believe, according to my calculations, PW boys is entering this 23-8 in the lead. And they're off. This is a 200 individual medley for boys, so they could choose different strokes each lap. For District 1 qualifying for AAA, automatic is 2 minutes 5.28. Under consideration, 2 minutes 8.50. For AA, the time to get in will be 2:28.4. Checking in first is lane 4, 26.89. 6 right now in second, 27.87. Third, lane 2, 28 seconds flat. Lane 3 and is in fourth, lane 5 and fifth temporarily. Again, PW in lanes 2, 4, and 6. Upper Moreland 3 and 5 since it has a short roster. Now we're doing the backstroke for this second set of laps, as we're going to reach the halfway point in this 200 IM. Looks like lane 4 took a little bit of time getting off the wall, but still has the lead. Checked in first, a minute and 1.19. Second, lane 3, a minute 3.75. Lane 6, third, a minute 3.78. Lane 2, fourth. Right over a minute 4. But lane 4 is still in the lead. Looks like lane 2 and 4 neck and neck, as lane 3 fell back a bit. So lane 2 checks in first, lane 4 in second, both a minute 40. Lane 6 in third, a minute 44.57. Fourth right now for lane 3 and a minute 45.55. Lane 5 going to check in and have 2 more laps of his own. But it looks like lane 2 and 4 are going to pick up first and second, as they're going to both finish up. Lane 2 gets first, lane 4 second, and third is lane 3. Fourth for lane 6, and fifth will go to lane 5. 2 minutes 10.21, the winning time for lane 2. Second place went to lane 4, 2 minutes 10.46.
Event 7, girls 50-yard freestyle. In lane 1, Danielle Shorten. In lane 2, Jenna Wakel. In lane 3, Emily Sanchez. In lane 4, Jenna Gatsby. In lane 5, Alan Wick. In lane 6, Kate Goldberg.
Now we're going to the 50 freestyle for the girls. We'll have the 50 freestyle for the girls now, and then the 50 freestyle for the boys, and then we'll most likely have our diving event.
Take your mark.
And they're off. And we're going to the finish. This is the 50 freestyle. It's 1 lap each way. Looks like lane 3's going to get first at 27.28. Second, lane 2 for PW, 28.42. Third, lane 4 for PW, 28.58. Fourth, lane 5, 29.84. Lane 6 got fifth at 30.5. Lane 1 got sixth at 31.31.
Results are official. Event 8, boys 50-yard freestyle. In lane 1, Garrett Sacco. In lane 2, Patrick O'Brien. In lane 3, Mike Setsanoff. In lane 4, Isabella Schaefer. In lane 5, Sam Leisner. In lane 6, Justin Connor.
This is now the 50 freestyle for the boys.
Lane 1, Garrett Sacco.
Step up.
The qualifying time automatically for AAA for District 1 would be 22.74. Consideration 23.3. And they're off for Upper Moreland AA consideration for District 25.3. So it's 1 lap each way. And once this lap is complete, we'll step aside for dive so that diving can prepare. Lane 4 and 2 neck and neck, but it looks like lane 4 is going to get first at 23.86. Second, lane 2, 24.69. Third, lane 3, 25.07. Fourth, lane 6, 25.66 for PW. Lane 5 gets fifth for Upper Moreland, 29.09. And lane 1 for Upper Moreland gets last at 30.38. So far we have 4 events in the books for each gender. And we have diving coming up.
First dive, 401B, inward dive, height 1.5. Isabella Schaefer.
We have now reached the diving portion of our competition. Emma of Upper Moreland had just done her first dive. She had a 5.5, 5 and 4. Now it's Isabella Schaefer, PW, of her first dive.
First dive, 402B, inward 1, somersault, height 1.7.
Here's Kaylee Herman of Upper Moreland with her first dive. Each diver is going to get 6 different dives. Two 7s and a 6.
First dive, 401B, inward dive, height 1.5.
Here's Caroline Fleming of PW of her first dive.
Scores 6.5, 7.5, 7.5.
It's a great start for her.
First dive, 401B, inward dive, height 1.5.
Here's Colin Rodriguez of Upper Moreland, the 2016 PWHS District 1 champion in the diving event. And she's hoping to get back there in 2017. Very impressive first dive for Rodriguez.
First dive, 401C, inward dive, tuck 1.4.
Now it's George McMonagle of PW. We have the boys with their first dives. And that was great first dive for Colin Rodriguez. Difficult first dive.
4.5, 5. Ben Lubis, first dive, 401B, inward dive, height 1.5.
Here's Ben Lubis for PW, be followed by Dylan Swedberg and PW's Kenny Diamond. here's Dylan Swedberg. Qualifying is different for a double A. For 6 dives to get in, you need 155 total.
Kenny Diamond, first dive, 402C, inward dive, 1 somersault, tuck, 1.6.
Here's PW's Kenny Diamond, also a member of the varsity soccer team. It's a lot of splash.
5.5, 6, 6.
But he seemed to have executed it.
And the second dive, 402C, inward, 1 somersault, tuck, 1.6.
Here's Emma of Upper Moreland. Her second dive, she had a 5.5, 5 and a 4, her first dive.
Isabella second dive, 402C, inward dive, 1 somersault, tuck, 1.6.
So here's Isabella Schaefer for the Lady Colonials. Getting her second dive, she had 2 5.5s and a 5 on her opening dive. Kaylee Herman to follow for Upper Moreland.
Scores 5.5, 6.5, 5.5. Kaylee's second dive, 403C, inward 1.5 somersault, tuck, 2.2.
Kaylee will be looking to impress the judges once again. Had 2 7s her first dive.
Start, Kelly.
5.5, 6.5, 6.5.
Another respectable dive.
402C, inward dive, 1 somersault, tuck, 1.6.
Here's Caroline Fleming. 2 7.5s her last time up. This is dive number 2 for each diver.
Scores 6.5, 7.5, 6.5.
Another great
Collins
dive.
second dive, 403C, inward 1.5 somersault, tuck, 2.2.
Here's Colleen Rodriguez, who had 7.5, 8, and 6.5 her first dive. Again, made states in 2016 to double A level. I believe she finished in the top 10 at that tournament. Those are really difficult dives she's doing.
5.5, 7, 6.5. Georgia's second dive, 103C, forward dive, 1.5 somersault, tuck, 1.6.
Here's George Monagle, who had 2 4.5s and a 5 on his first dive.
Scores 4.5, 6, 5. Ben second dive, 103B, forward dive, 1.5 somersault, pike, 1.7.
Ben Lubis with his second dive. He had 2 4.5s and 1 4 his first dive.
Scores 5, 6.5, 6.5. Dylan second dive, 202A, back, 1 somersault, straight, 1.7.
Dylan Swedberg, his second dive. He had a 4.5, 5.5, and a 6.5 on his first dive. Not a bad dive for him. Kenny Diamond looking to improve after a 5.5 and 2 sticks. His opening dive. At the free A level for boys and girls, I believe, you need a 2.10 in 6 dives to qualify for districts. We're for 2 dives for each. Fair dive for Emma of Upper Moreland now. Hasn't gotten anything above a 5.5. That's her highest so far. Wonder if she locked up the knees a bit early. Well, not bad if you get a 7. There's Isabella Schaefer. For 2 dives, her lowest so far by any judge had been 5.
Scores 5.5, 7, 6.5. Kaylee's third dive, 203B, back 1.5 somersault, pike 2.3.
There's Kaylee Herman at the District 1 AA diving competition in 2016. She came in second by under 2.0 points behind teammate Colleen Rodriguez.
Scores 6, 3.5, 6. Caroline's third dive, 202A, back dive, 1 somersault, straight 1.7.
Caroline Fleming, she has 3 6.5s and 3 7.5s for her first 2 dives. Looking to remain consistent on her third.
Scores 5.5, 6, 6. Colleen's third dive, 5.223B, back 1 somersault, 1.5 twist, free 2.3.
Here's Colleen Rodriguez. 3 of the 6 judges' scores so far have been 7 or above. That includes an 8 on her first dive. Here's Rodriguez's third dive.
Scores 5, 5.5, 5.5. George's third dive, 302C, reverse dive, 1 somersault, tuck 1.6.
Here's George Monaco for PW with his third dive.
Scores 6, 5.5, 5. Ben's third dive, 302C, reverse dive, 1 somersault, tuck 1.6.
Ben Lewis for the Colonials, his third dive coming up. Had 2 6.5s and a 5 during dive 2.
Scores 6, 7.5, 5.5.
7.5 sneaks there.
5.221D, back 1 somersault, half twist, free 1.7.
Dylan Swedberg his third dive for Upper Moreland. He had a 7 as one of his scores during his second dive. Here's his third. Now we're having an official confirmation.
Failed dive.
That is a failed dive.
Kenny's third dive for a 3C, inward dive, 1.5 somersault, tuck 2.2.
Perhaps on his criteria he did something not right. So it's a failed dive for Swedberg. Kenny Diamond with his third dive. They're halfway done diving.
Emma's fourth dive, 201A, back dive, straight 1.7.
Emma with her fourth dive. For more information on CITV programming and to watch some of our videos, visit us online, www.colonialsd.org/community/CITV. Emma's fourth dive is coming. She had a 7 during her third dive, but she's gonna get another one. That is her best dive yet. And Emma just gave a double fist pump in front of her diving coach. Job well done. Isabella Schaefer with her fourth dive.
6-4-7. Kaylee's fourth dive, 5-2-3-1D, back 1.5 somersault, half twist, free 1.7.
Kaylee Herman now with her fourth dive. Probably when it comes time to districts, she'll want to do better than Colleen Rodriguez this time around. Here's Caroline Fleming with her fourth coming up. So the District 1 Diving Championships, those are going to be held February 24th and 25th at North Penn High School. Caroline gets a rousing applause.
4-4-6.
But not what the officials saw.
Fourth dive, 3-3C, reverse 1.5 somersault, tuck 2.1.
Colleen Rodriguez wants to forget about her last dive. She had 2 5s and a 5.5. Her first dive had a 7.5, 8, and 6.5. Rodriguez with her fourth dive. A little too much splash. She realizes it.
4.5, 5.5, 4.5. George's fourth dive, 202A, back dive, 1 somersault, straight 1.7.
George McMonagle with his fourth dive. His highest score so far is 6. He got 2 of them out of the 9 scores so far by the judges.
4.5, 4, 5.
Then Lewis
Then
next.
fourth dive, 5-1-2-2D, forward dive, 1 somersault, 1 twist, free 1.9.
Now the diving portion of our meet is separate from the swimming events. He lost touch midair.
5, 5, 4.5.
Dylan Swedberg off the failed dive.
3C, inward 1.5 somersault, tuck 2.2.
There's Swedberg, who has a few 6.5s and a 7 on his first 2 dives. Doesn't want to fail again. That's a lot better.
5.5, 6.5. Kenny's fourth dive, 202A, back dive, 1 somersault, straight 1.7.
Kenny Diamond, his 4th dive. He doesn't have anything higher than 6 so far. The highest you can get by a judge is 10. The lowest is, I believe, a failed dive. Here's Emma on her 5th dive. The PWA state meets are Wednesday, March 15th through Saturday, March 18th. AA is the 15th and 16th, AAA 17th and 18th. Those are going to be at Bucknell University in Lewisburg.
7, 6, 6.5. Isabella dive, 5, 2, 2.
Emma has done a great job her last 3 dives.
1.5 twists, free 2.3.
So here's Isabella Schaefer for PW. Off of 6, 4, and 7. Here's her 5th dive.
7, 6.5, 5.
It's her 3rd straight dive with at least 1 7.
1 somersault, kite 1.7.
Haley Herman. On her 5th. Two 7s and a 6.5.
Carolina's 5th dive, 103C, forward dive, 1.5 somersault, tuck 1.6.
Caroline Fleming off 2 4s and a 6. Here's her 5th dive.
6, 6.5, 6.5. Colleen's 5th dive, 5, 1, 2, 4D, forward 1 somersault, 2 twists, free 2.3.
Colleen's last 2 dives have not been as sharp as her first 2. Her last 2 dives, the highest score she's had is a 5.5. The first 2, her highest was an 8.
Scores 6, 8, 6.
That's her second 8 of the afternoon.
Inward dive, 1 somersault, tuck 1.6.
And that's what makes you a district champion. Those type of dives. George Wanikel is 5th. Lost his balance there for a moment.
4, 3, 4. Ben's 5th dive, 402C, inward dive, 1 somersault, tuck 1.6.
Ben Lubis off 2 5s and a 4.5. Here's his 5th dive. Looks like he rushed it.
3.5, 3.5, 3.5.
And it showed there.
Dylan's 5th dive, 201A, back dive, straight 1.7.
Keep in mind, here's Dylan Swiberg. He had the failed dive on dive number 3. His last dive, 2 5.5s and a 6.5. Kenny Diamond up next. Diamond off 2 5.5s and a 7. His first 3 dives, he couldn't get anything above 6. Now for our 6th and final dives.
103C, forward, 1.5 somersault, tuck, 1.6.
Emma with her 6th and final dive. She has an 8 from her 4th dive. And her final dive looks good, but we'll have to see what the judges have to say.
5.5, 5.5, 6.5. Isabella's final dive, 5.22B, back dive, 1 somersault, 2.5 twist, free, 2.7.
Here's Isabella Schaefer again. It's senior day here. Spectators sitting on balcony level or sitting near blue and red ribbons and posters that are hanging right in front of the bleachers. That was Schaefer's last dive.
6.5, 1.5, 5.
Hold on, the scores do not match.
104B,
But if we heard right,
final dive, 104B,
Isabella Schaefer had a 6.5, 1.5, and a 5. Next, Kaylee Herman's final dive.
4, 5.5, 4. Caroline's final dive, 5.221B, back dive, 1 somersault, half twist, free, 1.7.
Caroline Fleming. First 2 dives, she had 3 7.5s, but hasn't reached 7 in the last 3 dives. Here's her final dive. Not sure she's going to get a 7 there.
5, 5, 5.
The 555 ends her day.
Final dive, 104C, forward, 2 somersault, tuck, 2.2.
Here's Colleen Rodriguez, who got 2 8s from judges. Here's Rodriguez, a defending District 1 AA champion for Upper Moreland. An 8.5.
George's final dive, 5.121B, forward dive, 1 somersault, half twist, free, 1.7.
Looks like Colleen Rodriguez is well on her way to the District Diving Championships. Here's George with monocle. Really high in the air.
4, 3.5, 3, 2.5. Ben's final dive, 202B, back dive, 1 somersault, plate, 1.6.
Ben Lewis will have his 6th and final dive.
5.5, 6.5, 5.5.
Here's Dylan Swedberg. His final dive. Nothing lower than a 5.5 on dives 4 and 5 after the failed dive in dive number 3. Two sevens for him to end his day. Kenny Diamond, our final diver, and our final dive. His 5th dive was 3, 4, and 5. And that's how we'll end the diving portion.
6.5, 6.5, 6.5. That concludes our diving portion of the meet. I'm Scott Sable. David Weiss will bring you back to 100 butterfly and the rest of our competition after this. Welcome back to Suburban One American Dual Swimming on CITV. Once again, I'm 2011 Plymouth Whitemarsh alumnus Scott Samuel David Weiss. We have completed 4 swimming and 1 diving portion. We have 7 swimming events to go for both boys and girls. We're about to get the 100 butterfly underway for the girls. Right now the score for the girls is PW 40, Upper Moreland 42. For the boys, PW 46, Upper Moreland 16. As we have already completed the 200 medley relay, the 200 freestyle, 200 individual medley, the 50 freestyle, and diving. Also diving in for girls, Caroline Fleming at 3rd place with a total of 173 points. In 4th, Emma Dunham with a total of 174 points. In 3rd, Isabella Schaefer with a total of 185 points. In 2nd, Kaylee with a total of 226 points. And in 1st, Rodriguez with a total of 227 points.
If she was in District 1 3A, that would still be enough for Rodriguez.
George McMonagle in 4th place with a total of 127 points. Ben Lucas in 3rd place with a total of 152 points. Kenny Diamond in 2nd place with a total of 168 points. And Dylan Swedberg in 1st place with a total of 178 points.
That would be good enough for Dylan Swedberg, the 172 for the AA swimming portion in District 1.
Event 11, girls 100-yard butterfly.
Here's the 100-yard butterfly.
In lane 3, Emily Sanchez. In lane 4, Hannah McGee. In lane 5, Colleen Davis. In lane 6, Maya Miramata.
Keep an eye on lane 4, Hannah McGee, who on January 10, 2017, in a meet against Harper Horsham set the school record at this event at 58.24 seconds, and they're off. This is the 100 butterfly. Do 2 laps one way, 2 laps another. You must do the butterfly stroke at all times, otherwise you'll be disqualified. So again, PW is leading 40-22 in the girls' competition so far. McGee racing ahead. She checks in first. The scoreboard does not go off. McGee did touch first, but the scoreboard did not recognize it. So lane 3 for Upper Moreland should be in second at 30.17. Hannah McGee racing ahead. Got about 10 yards to go. And the timer doesn't work, but in first is McGee in lane 4. Second, lane 3. Third, lane 5 for Upper Moore. Fourth would be lane 2 for PW. that is the 100 butterfly. We're going to try to see what Hannah McGee's time was. She does hold the school record, 58.24. It was close. Maybe a little over that she came in first. Well, McGee. Now the 100 butterfly for the boys. And it's 2, 4, and 6 PW, and it's 3 and 5 for Moreland for the 100 butterfly. And they're off 2 laps. One way, 2 laps another. To make districts, automatic qualifying time is 55.18 for AAA. AAA consideration 56.9 seconds. For AA, it's 1 minute and 5. In lane 3 and 4 neck and neck, we're going to see if the touchpad is working, and it does. For lane 4, lane 3 checked in first, 25.49. Lane 4 second, 25.88. Third at 27.9 was lane 5. So entering this butterfly event, the boys for PW lead 46-16 over Upper Moreland. And now we're going to the finishing stretch. Looks like lane 3 is going to pick up the first place point at 54.84. Second, lane 4, 55.05. Third, lane 5, 1 minute 3.63. Fourth, lane 6, 1 minute 6.5. And fifth, lane 2, 1 minute 12.85.
Results are official. Event 13, girls 100-yard freestyle. Lane 1, Molly Witt. In lane 2, Alina Pisano. In lane 3, Anna Marie Skillano. In lane 4, Abigail Thomas. In lane 5, Johannes Figger. And in lane 6, Isabella Williamson.
Now to the 100-yard freestyle for the girls. According to my calculations, the universal results right now should be PW girls 49, Upper Moreland girls 29.
Take your mark.
And they're off. Lanes 1, 3, and 5, Upper Moreland, 2, 4, and 6 in the red caps, Plymouth Whitemarsh. This is the 100 freestyle for the AAA District 1 qualifying. It's 54.89 automatically. For consideration, 56.8. It's 59.5 for AA. That'd be Upper Moreland. And it's a halfway point in first, lane 4, 28.63. Second, lane 2, 28.86. Third, lane 3, 29.24. Fourth, lane 5, 31.27. Fifth, lane 6, 31.94. Sixth, lane 1, 32.67. Lane 2 and 4 battling for first for PW, followed by lane 3. So first is lane 4, second lane 2, third lane 3 for Upper Moreland, fourth lane 5, fifth lane 1, and sixth lane 6. First place time for lane 4, 58.33. Second, 58.91. There's 100 freestyle for the boys. And they're off. 100-yard freestyle. After this, we'll have 5 more swimming events for both boys and girls. For District 1 AAA, qualifying automatically for the district. 50.05 seconds. Consideration 51.1 seconds. For double A, it's 54.7 seconds to be under consideration. Lane 4 is going to be second. Lane 2 is first. That's about 0.55 seconds apart. 25.2 was the lead time in lane 2, followed by 25.75. Third was lane 5, 26.64. Lane 2 going to get first for PW, followed by lane 4. So first for lane 2, second for lane 4, third for lane 5, fourth for lane 6, fifth for lane 1, and sixth for lane 3. The winning time, lane 2, 52.39. Second was lane 4, 54.31. Third, lane 5, 55.87. Those are the unofficial results because the scoreboard does not have a time or place for lane 3. There's my unofficial results entering this event for the boys. It was PW 53, Upper Moreland 25. Of course, they're unofficial. Now we're going to come to the 500 freestyle. Now the 500 freestyle. Now on the other end of the pool, we have other swimmers for the teams with lap counters because it will be 20 total laps for the 500 freestyle. Now, in some of these events, there are 5 swimmers, so points may be awarded differently, but there are 6 swimmers in this event, the 500 freestyle. And it looks like lane 3 fell in accidentally.
Hold it steady, please. Heels down. Take your mark.
Now they're off. Lane 3 will not be disqualified because it looks like she tripped. And they're off. 10 laps one way, 10 laps another. We'll be at this for a little over 5 minutes. As the swimmers go down that direction, they'll touch the counters and then go to the diving board direction. For District 1 AAA, automatic qualifying time is 5 minutes 26.05. To be under consideration, 5 minutes 35.3. For AA, the time to get in is around 5 minutes and 55 seconds. So right now, lane 4 in first, 30.02. Second, lane 2, 31.38. Third, lane 6, 32.02. We know the lead lappers are going on their 5th laps. Entering this event, PW Girls does have the lead. Upper Moreland, we believe, has over 30. Plymouth Whitemarsh close to 60. Again, if we were going by the 6-lane scoring system, it would be PW 59, Upper Moreland 35, but because some of these events have only 5 swimmers, the scoring could be different. Now we're going to the 7th lap for the lead lappers. First place at the time was lane 4 at under a little over a minute 40. Now we're on the 7th laps. Lane 4 is going to check in first again. on her 8th. Right now, 2 minutes 12.78. Second will be lane 2. In the meantime, 2 minutes 15.67 both for PW. Lane 3 for PW will be third. Lane 6, that is. 221.78. The Upper Moreland swimmers have a lot of catching up to do. Because right now the Upper Moreland swimmers are all about a lap down. Or even more. In fact, lane 4 for PW is about to go 2 laps up on lane 1 for Upper Moreland. And that's 2 minutes 47.21, the lead time so far for lane 4 for PW. Lane 2, second for PW, 2 minutes 50.86 at 2:58.68, third for 6 at the meantime. As that's the halfway point. Now on 11 and 12. The lap number, as they're about to check in. Again, for more information about our programming and to see some of our videos, please visit us online, www.colonialsd.org/community/CITV. Through 12 laps, lane 4 in first at 3 minutes 21.52, lane 2 in second, 3:25.83, third, lane 6, 3:35.89. Looks like PW is going to pick up first, second, and third at this pace. But it is a lengthy event. And it is senior day. Lane 4, first, 3:55.75. Earlier in the meet, we had PW senior swimmers and divers recognized with their college choices and desired majors. Sammy Mangine is ticketed for University of Hawaii, Aloha. So lane 4 in first at 4 minutes 30.1. About to go on the 17th lap. Lane 2 about to go on her 17th lap for 37.16. Now we're about to hear the air horn signaling final laps for lane 4 at 5 minutes 4.24. For lane 4, not sure if she's going to get to 5 minutes 26.05, but is probably capable of 5 minutes 35.3 to be considered for District 1 AAA competition. So we're at 5 minutes 27. Lane 4 is coming in for PW. Lane 3 is a few laps down. Lane 4 finishes first at 5:37.38. So that's 6 more points for lane 4. Second is lane 2, 5:48.18. So already that's 10 points. That's 4 for second, and you're going to get 3 for third. That's lane 6, 6 minutes 2.65. So PW picks up approximately 13 points. That would be 72 points if we were doing the 6-lane scoring the whole time. So there is probably some margin of error on the scoring, as we still have Upper Moreland swimmers, all of them, finishing their final laps. Lane 1 checks in and has her final 2 laps. Looks like lane 5 is going to clock in 4th and will pick up 2 points. At under 6 minutes and 50. The scoring system did not work for lane 5 originally. 5th place for lane 3 at 7 minutes and 1.72. Open Moreland, it looks like it's just 3 points. 2 for coming in 4th and 1 for 5th. If we were on the 6 lane scoring, it would be PW 72, Upper Moreland 38, but those are unofficial. There is margin of error because some events had only 5 swimmers.
Event 16, boys 500-yard freestyle, in League 1, Sam Leeser, in League 2, Samuel Krause, in League 3, Jake Matthews, in League 4, Justin Rogerio, in League 5, David Smith, and in League 6, Eric Cornell.
Now for the 500 freestyle on the boys. As the swimmers in the 500 freestyle girls having 1 lap apiece of cool down. That is a lengthy event to do 20 laps. Got to cool down. Can't go stale. So for the boys, PW is also in the lead over the Bears. If we went by the 6 lane scoring, it would be 65-29 PW. But again, there is margin of error because some events had only 5 swimmers. So Upper Moreland will be lanes 1, 3, and 5, PW 2, 4, and 6. 10 laps one way, 10 laps another. 500 freestyle for the boys coming now.
Gentlemen, this is a signal lap event. Take your mark.
And they're off. This is the 500 freestyle for boys. That's 10 laps one way, 10 laps another. There are lap counters by Upper Moreland and PW swimmers on the other side of the pool. So we're about to have our first 2 laps complete here. Lane 3, Michigan first temporarily, followed by lane 4 second, and maybe third in lane 5. So after 2 laps right now, first place went to lane 3 at 27.48 for Upper Moreland. Second went to lane 4 for PW, 28.21. Third, lane 5, 28.96. So for District 1 free qualifying in the 500 freestyle for boys, automatic is 5 minutes, .92. Consideration is 5 minutes and 9. For AA consideration, if this is correct, 5 minutes 55.5 because there are a lot fewer schools and the criteria is different in AA. So for these Upper Moreland swimmers to compete against schools like Upper Dublin and PW as well, the Bears may be at an advantage. So some swimmers are completing lap number 6. First right now for lane 3, a minute 28.82. Second, lane 4, 132.25. Third, lane 5, a minute 34.87. Fourth, lane 2 for PW, a minute 36.27. Now Upper Moreland's lane 3 is going to head to the diving board area to complete his 8th lap of 20. Quite a few swimmers ahead in terms of distance. Lane 3 at first, 2 minutes, .67. Second, lane 4, 2 minutes, 5.63, almost 5 seconds apart between first and second. Lane 3, lane 5 actually third, 2 minutes, 9.12. Lane 4, lane 2, and fourth, 2 minutes, 10.15. Lane 3 is lapping a few swimmers. Has already completed 10. The halfway point for lane 3, 2 minutes 32.73. That is a good pace for a PWA AA swimmer. Second for lane 4, 238.43. Lane 2 third, 243.73. And boy, lane 3 is so quickly you turn your head, he's already headed home. And this is 12 laps complete for lane 3 of Upper Moreland. 3 minutes 4.93. Second, lane 4 for PW, 3:11.37. It's about 6.5 second difference between first and second right now. Third for lane 2, 3:18.27. But lane 3 completing his 14th lap right now at a very good pace. Maybe gaining time, even more time. As first right now, lane 3 is 3:37.47. Second, lane 4 at 3:45.27, almost 8 seconds apart. Already on the 15th lap for the lead lappers. And again, Upper Moreland in lanes 1, 3, and 5. PW lanes 2, 4, and 6. This is the boys 500 freestyle. As we'll have 4 more swimming events for both the boys and girls after this one. First place right now through 16 laps, 4 minutes 9.71 lane 3. And it was about almost a 9 to 10 second advantage between lane 3 and 4. For first, lane 3 up by almost 10 seconds. As right now, we have a PWHS official who's going to blow the horn for Upper Moreland in lane 3 to signal the final 2 laps. Final 2 laps coming at 4:41.99 in first, lane 3. And if you want to qualify for AAA districts, it's between 50.05 for automatic and 5 minutes and 92 and 5 minutes and 9 seconds. 5 minutes flat and 92, that is. Right now, lane 3 is going to check in first at 5 minutes and 12 seconds flat. Boy, oh boy, that was a very strong performance for lane 3. Maybe a 10-second lead or even better. That was actually about a 14.44 second difference as second place goes to lane 4 at 5:26.44. Lane 5 comes in third. No, actually lane 2 comes in third. And lane 5 comes in fourth. Still got lanes 1 and 6. There's in lane 6. This is going to be the 12th completed lap for lane 1. About to go 1 lap until finish. This is the 19th lap for lane 1, but I believe lane 6 was on a modified program. So we're going to have to see what the official results are. But that is the 500 freestyle for the boys as we head to the 200 freestyle relay. As we're about to get our results. The 200 freestyle relay coming up. So we're going to get the 200 freestyle relay to come up. PW with a sizable lead right now for the boys. As the boys who compete in the 500 freestyle relay are allowed to do cool downs. And that's what they're doing. So in the boys event, we believe PW is up by close to at least 30. As we're about to go to the 200 freestyle relay, lanes 2, 4, and 6 for PW, and lanes 3 and 5 for Upper Moreland. And right now we don't see any swimmers in lane 5 for the Lady Bears. So while we're waiting for everyone to get ready, we'll tell you about the other PW sports, especially boys and girls basketball. As of the January 23rd, 2017 power rankings, Dan Doherty's varsity girls squad, the lone unbeaten left in PWA District 1 6A at 14-0, but due to a not strong schedule, and as I was continuing, not a strong schedule in PW, which back on January 16th had been 4th in the girls District 1 6A rankings, now 8th. The top 8 girls basketball teams get first round byes. As for varsity boys, Jim D'Onofrio's squad 14-2 and currently 2nd in the district rankings behind Perkiomen Valley in 6A. So here's our official score update. In girls right now, Plymouth Whitemarsh 75, Upper Moreland Lady Bears 50. I'd like to thank the official scorers for that update.
Take your mark.
And they're off for 200 for freestyle relay. 4 swimmers per lane. Each swimmer does 2 laps apiece. Lanes 2, 4, and 6 are PW. Upper Moreland has just lane 3. So scoring is going to be a lot different here. Again, Upper Moreland is in 2A, doesn't have a lot of swimmers. PW is 3A for swimming. At first was lane 4, 25.93. Second, lane 3, 28.1. Third, lane 2, 31.21. And fourth, lane 6, 31.72. So automatic times for girls in 200 freestyle relay. For AAA District 1, a minute 40.61. And to be under consideration, a minute 44.5. For AA consideration for the girls, a minute 55.5. As each of the teams have used 2+ swimmers so far. Looks like lane 4 for PW getting ready for the final swimmer to get in. And she'll get in at a minute 21.29, PW lane 4 in first. Second, lane 3, Upper Moreland, a minute 24.89. And it looks like PW is going to get first unless lane 3 picks up the pace by a lot. Lane 2 in third, a minute 32.11. Lane 6 in fourth at a minute 35.41. And lane 4 for PW finishes at a minute 48.87. And second, lane 3 for Upper Moreland, a minute 52.29. And third, lane 2 for PW, 2 minutes 6.24. And then fourth, lane 6, 2:10.96. Now for the boys 200 free relay. PW's in lanes 2, 4, and 6 Upper Moreland, and 3 and 5. After this 200 freestyle relay, we'll have 3 more events for both genders.
Take your mark.
And they're off. Again, it's senior day. And we're now at the 200 freestyle relay. Each swimmer does 2 laps apiece. There are 4 swimmers total in each lane. Lane 1 is unoccupied. The lane 3 for Upper Moreland is going to check in first and have its next swimmer come. That's a 23.75. So for the 200 freestyle relay and AAA automatic qualifying for districts, a minute 31.06. Under consideration, a minute 33.7. For AA consideration, a minute and 43 seconds. Right now, the second swimmers are getting ready to check in at the halfway point. Neck and neck, 3 and 4. 4 checks in first at 49.27. Lane 3 just behind by 0.03 of a second at 49.3. Third, lane 2, 55.27. Lane 6 and 4, 56.86. Fifth, lane 5, a minute, 0.57. And lane 4 is gaining speed and time. As the final swimmer's in for lane 4 for PW. At a minute 12.85 second right now. Getting in is lane 3, a minute 16.82. Lane 2 checks in that third at about a minute and 20. Lane 6 and 4th in a minute 26.02. And lane 5 and 5th at a minute 31.78. Lane 4 gets first in a minute 35.87. And second, lane 2, a minute 45.03. And Upper Moreland's lane 3 checks in that third, finishing at a minute 45.51, 200 freestyle relay. Lane 5 checks in, and fourth at 2 minutes 2.03, and PW's lane 6 will get fifth at 2:11.06. Not bad times at all. Now the 100-yard backstroke. As a reminder, when it comes time to districts, there'll be 42 individual entries in AAA for each individual race. For AA for individuals in districts, it'll be the fastest 18 times.
Place your feet. Take your mark.
The 100-yard backstroke is underway. 2 laps one way, 2 laps another. You must be in a backward motion at all times or else you'll be disqualified. Fan support has been growing throughout the meet. You may not be able to see in the stands, but some of the fans are holding cutouts of some of the PW seniors. It's like a college sporting event. Lane 4 checks in at halfway point. First, 32.39. Second, lane 2, 35.24. Third, lane 3, 35.32. Fourth, lane 6, 36.67. The 100 backstroke automatic qualifying for AAA, a minute 1.49. Consideration, a minute 4.4. And for girls, AA consideration, a minute and 9 flat. Lane 4 is getting ready to check in first. And a minute 5.78. Second will be lane 2. At about a minute 12. Third, lane 3, minute 12.73. Lane 6 is fourth. And a minute 15.48. Lane 5 will be fifth. And a minute 32.64.
Results for event 19 in first place, lane 4, in second place, lane 2, and third place, lane 3. Event 20, boys 100.
Now the boys 100-yard backstroke.
Lane 2, Boyd Boyle.
Now swimmers take their marks. For the boys, 100 backstroke. And then we'll have the 100 breaststroke and 400 relay. Free relay, that is, to conclude the meet.
Place your feet. Take your mark.
And they're off, the boys. 100-yard backstroke. For PWHS District 1 AAA qualifying. Automatic is 56.84 seconds, and consideration is 58.8 seconds. For AA consideration for Upper Moreland, it would be about 1 minute and 5. We're at the halfway point here. Lane 4 is going to check in first. Looks like second will be 2. So first is lane 4 at 28.67 seconds. Lane 2 at about 33 seconds. Third's about lane 6, 37.03. Fourth, lane 3 at 40.41. And fifth will be lane 5 at about 45 seconds. Lane 4 for PW is on the final stretch. Already 58 seconds passed. And we'll get in at 59.79. That's first for PW's lane 4. Second will go to PW's lane 2 at 1:09.29. Third could be PW's lane 6 at 1:16.5. Fourth, lane 3 for Upper Moreland at 1:22.77, and checking in fifth, lane 5 for Upper Moreland, 1:34.71. And that's the 100-yard backstroke for the boys. We'll move on to the girls' 100 breaststroke. This is our second to last event for both genders, the 100 breaststroke. As a reminder, January 25th to 27 happens to be when finals take place at Plymouth Whitemarsh High School. Officials making sure everything is good to go. Everything is now good to go, so for PW swimmers, after their meet is done, they're going to crack open the books and look at their notes. And they're off. This is the 100-yard breaststroke. Lanes 1, 3, and 5, Upper Moreland. Lanes 2, 4, and 6, Plymouth and Whitemarsh. PW has a sizable lead in the points total for both boys and girls. Again, it is scored differently because not every race has 6 lanes, and also it's AA versus AAA. Upper Moreland is ranked AA, PW is AAA. And first is lane 4, 32.64. Second will be lane 3, 36.73. Lane 2 and third for PW, 37.31. Automatic qualifying for AAA, 1:10.52. Consideration be 1:12.9. And AA consideration, Upper Moreland's sake, 1:17. Again, I'm Scott Sale, David Weiss. We're near the end of dual swimming senior day for Plymouth Whitemarsh against Upper Moreland. It's January 24, 2017. Lane 4 is going to be first for PW in 1:09.92. That is qualifying time automatically for districts. Nice gesture, handshakes between lanes 4 and 3. So lane 4 first, lane 3 and second, lane 2 and third, fourth, lane 6. Lane 5 is going to be fifth. Lane 6 is going to get 6. Lane 1 is going to get 6. Lane 5 checks in with a time of 1:42.84. And lane 1 is going to get in under 2 minutes at a minute 52.07. Another great race.
Boys 100-yard breaststroke. In lane 1.
Now the boys 100-yard breaststroke. The 100-yard breaststroke for the boys. After this, we'll have the 400 free relay. CITV's next scheduled broadcast. We plan to do it on Monday, January 30th. Bowling between North Penn and Plymouth Whitemarsh boys at Vicenda Whitaker Lanes in East Northern PA. And they're off. It's now the 100 breaststroke. For PWHS AAA District 1 to automatically qualify, a minute 3.29. Consideration, a minute 5.7. For AA consideration, about a minute 12.5 seconds. At the halfway point in first, lane 4, 29.98. Second, lane 3, 31.42. Third, lane 6, 36.02. Fourth, lane 2, 36.31. Fifth, lane 5, 38.18. Sixth, lane 1, 41.35. As we're on our final laps in the 100 breaststroke. It's our final individual event. Lane 4 is going to get first. And a minute 3.8. That's consideration time. Minute 6.2 is second place in lane 3. In third, lane 6 at a minute 17.91. Lane 5 and fourth, a minute 18.8. In fifth, lane 1, a minute 29.06. And in sixth, we're going to find out. Lane 2 got third.
Event 23, girls 400-yard freestyle relay. In lane 2 for PW, Emma Stanley, Melissa Lee, Maya Miro Montes, and Alicia Castrodorian. In lane 3, Anna Marie Stillanu, Joanna Spader, Colleen Davis, and Emily Sanchez. In lane 4, Abigail Thomas, Elena DeSanto, Julia Fiddler, and Gianna Gross. In lane 5, Sonia Fiedel, Danielle Shorten, Nicole Dupre, and Megan Duffy. And in lane 6, Carly Barris, Kate Golden, Bella Palladino, and Carly Mastro.
This is the 400 freestyle relay, our final girls event. It will be followed by the 400 freestyle relay for boys.
Take your mark.
PW lanes 2, 4, and 6, Upper Moreland, and 3 and 5. Right now, it looks like PW is going to seal the meet victory for girls over Upper Moreland. Right now, lane 4 and 3. Almost the same, but lane 4 is going to be first momentarily. Each swimmer is going to swim 2 laps one way, 2 laps another. There are 4 swimmers total. So each swimmer is going to do 100 yards. In terms of districts for AAA, automatic 3 minutes 41.52. Consideration 3 minutes 51.3. And for AA consideration, Upper Moreland 6, 4 minutes 10 seconds flat. So the first swimmer is going to be done for lane 4 first right now at 59.5. Second, lane 3, a minute 1.49 as those swimmers go in the water. Next swimmer for lane 2 goes down third. And lane 2, of course, I think is having a touchpad malfunction. So it looks like it is being manually kept in terms of time. Lane 4 going to stay in first, minute 28.4. I believe we have 2 swimmers to go for the lead lappers. case you're wondering about district relay events, there are 24 entries for AAA. For AA, it will be the 12 fastest relays. Districts are scheduled for March 2nd and 3rd at LaSalle University. Lane 4 has its third swimmer in there. Minute 58.93 at the halfway point. Second, lane 3, 2 minutes 6.74. Lane 2 at about 2 minutes 12.8. Lane 2 is manually keeping time. Fourth will be lane 6 at 2:19.68. Fifth, lane 2 at 2:20.04. Again, lane 1 is unoccupied. So it's 2, 4, and 6 PW, 3 and 5 Upper Moreland. Looks like lane 4 is going to have a huge lead. Maybe close to 3/4 of a lap. Lane 4 with its final swimmer in first at 2:59.46. Lane 3 is going to be second, with its final swimmer coming in for Upper Moreland at 3 minutes 9.81. This is the 400 freestyle relay. Again, if you get between 3:41 and 3:51.3, you should be in good standing for AAA. And lane 4 is going to finish its second of 4 laps for the final swimmer at 3:27.51. And second, 3:38.22. That's almost 11-second difference. That's second place for lane 3. Third at 3:46 for lane 2. It looks like. Lane 4 coming down the stretch to pick up first place at 3 minutes at 59. So first for lane 4, this touchpad is not working for lane 4, but it is first. So it's second for lane 3 at 4 minutes 9.96. And third's going to come to lane 2 at about 4:22. Lane 2 and lane 3 shook hands, and lane 3 is now going to shake hands with lane 4. Nice gesture. And getting fourth will be lane 6 at 4:40.99. All we're waiting for is a lane 5, and she'll finish up. Looks like under 5 minutes, as we're at 4:55. And she'll do so at 4:58.4. Nice job by the ladies. Lane 6 was disqualified, and that is it for the girls. It's our final event. 400 free relay for the boys. Lanes 2, 4, and 6 PW. Swimmers take their marks for the boys 400 freestyle relay. It's our final event of this meet between Upper Moreland and PW.
Take your mark.
And they're off. Each swimmer will do 4 laps apiece. There are 4 swimmers total in each lane. Lane 1 is unoccupied. 2, 4, and 6 PW, 3 and 5 Upper Moreland. And we're glad you have joined us for this January 24th dual swim meet on senior day for PW between Upper Moreland and PW. As the first 2 laps will be complete. Lane 3 is first at 26.4, second for 4 at 27.1, third for lane 5 at 27.3, fourth for lane 2 at 29.61, and fifth in lane 6, 30.97. Lane 3 is ahead for Upper Moreland, getting ready for its second of 4 swimmers. Lane 2 also ready, but it looks like it'll be 3, 4, and 5 right now. Lane 3, 4, and 5 with their second swimmers in. First, lane 3, 54.4 seconds. Lane 4 in second, 55.8. Lane 5 and third, 56.46. Fourth for lane 6, minute 5.14. Lane 2, fifth for minute 5.19. Lane 3 completing the 6th lap. And that's his second lap. So he'll have 2 more to go. First right now for lane 3. Minute 20.44, second for lane 4 to minute 22.09. When they come back, it will be the halfway point. For boys, for PWA District 1 3A, 3 minutes 19.99 is automatic. 3 minutes 25.5 is under consideration. AA consideration is 3 minutes and 52 flat. Lane 3 is going to do the halfway point in first place at a minute 48.72. Lane 4 jumps in second at a minute 50.16. Lane 5 and third a minute 55.19. That third swimmer comes in. Third swimmer is going to come in now for lane 2 at about 2 minutes and 4.35 seconds. Lane 6 jumps in fifth at 2 minutes 12.43. Lane 3 and 4 on their third and fourth laps for the third swimmers, and the final swimmers will then jump off the platform. Lane 5 now coming in, 2:27.18. Lane 3 is going to have its final swimmer come in for Upper Moreland at 2 minutes 39.01. Lane 4 is going to now come in second at 2:43.99. Lanes 3 and 4 are very far ahead of the pace, because lane 3 is about to surpass lane 2. Will be a few laps down. So 2 more laps to go for lane 3. So 2 more laps to go for lane 4. Upper Moreland's lane 3. Unless it has trouble at the turn, it's going to pick up first place. As we approach 3 minutes 25 seconds. But this Upper Moreland team is well beyond the AA consideration of 3 minutes 52. In first, finishing at 3:31.95. Lane 4 in second at 3:34.21. We still have 3 more lanes. Lane 6 has a few more laps. So he'll have 2 more to go on the final swimmer. 3 minutes 55.44. We're still waiting for also lane 2 and 5. Lane 2 in third at 4 minutes 6.93. And it looks like PW boys have defeated Upper Moreland boys as well. 4th place finish for lane 5 at 4:24.39, and to conclude the evening, there's lane 6 and 5th at 4:31.95. And that's the 400 freestyle relay, and that's the swim meet. It has been a great day of competition, senior day. A lot of fans came out to support friends and family. But after 24 events, that's 12 apiece, 11 swimming and the diving, we have concluded the evening. So PW boys and girls have both defeated Upper Moreland boys and girls. And we are so glad you have joined us. That's another edition of CITV Sports. I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. For more information on CITV programming, please visit us online at www.colonialsd.org/community/CITV. Good night, everyone.